What it is, guys, it's your Dino. We're back at again with another review, and this one is for ExoPrimal. We're gonna get straight into it with the accessibility, and basically they have a good list of accessibility tools in this game. However, not all of it is baked into the game that you can access. You've got loads of different things that you can do. Obviously, this is by Capcom, and they've done a good job with creating as many accessibility tools as possible within the game. That being said, no game is perfect. I always hold games to a very strict standard, and I try and make sure that everyone is aware of that, because at the end of the day, as a person who has disabilities, it's key for me. Now we're getting to customization. They've done a really good job of creating customization. However, it's very limited in how it works. They've got different characters. There are 10 characters technically, and there is like all these different things. You can get skins, you can get gun skins and stuff like that. But we'll get into the gameplay now. Obviously, you know that the game is a best way to describe it, a game that's kind of like Overwatch and Paladins, but with dinosaurs, and it's a PvE/PvP game. That being said, it's not bad that they've done that. I feel that's actually quite a cool thing, and they did have, in my opinion, a very good approach to handling both things. You can either do PvE side, which is competitive PvE, where you're both racing towards an end goal, or you could do the PvP side. And the PvP side is the same thing, but on the end part of each run, you can then come together to try and fight each other to kind of hurt your opponents in order for your team to win. And they've done a very good job with that, and I feel like that is a nice way of them approaching it. However, with one big caveat, it is very repetitive, and that is by no fault the fault of the game. That is the style and the genre. That is what it is. That is how that genre is built. And being as this game is being approached as a game as a service, with battle passes and live content being added on a regular basis, but in my opinion not quick enough, it does kind of reduce the amount of gameplay you can get out of the game. That being said, we'll lead into the player recommendations, and I feel like they have a good solid foundation here, and that means that I would recommend it to anyone and everyone who would like to play a game that is a mixture of campaign and multiplayer at the same time. That being said, the campaign, as I say that I'm doing quotation marks, isn't really a big thing. It's something that, in my opinion, was an afterthought. It doesn't feel like there is much of a campaign in regards to you can become invested with the characters. It's an afterthought that you just want to get back into the game. So in my opinion, I skipped a lot of it. I just wanted to play the game. It's not a bad game, and I definitely recommend it for people who like Overwatch, people who like Paladins, Smite and stuff like that, because this is definitely something around that style of genre that they could probably relate to. Problem is, this is a Capcom game, and you're going to need to have a Capcom ID, and that's where it hits its first main hurdle, in my opinion. Getting that Capcom ID to link was a ball ache, and it was a very annoying ball ache for a lot of people, to the point where I know quite a few people who actually gave up trying to play the game because of the fact that it was really hard for them to link a Capcom ID to the game. So they need to come up with a better way of doing that, and I feel like that's on them. They need to fix that. But my final thoughts, we'll get into that, because I feel like this is going to be the main part of the review. It's a good game, very well made. It looks pretty. The gameplay is good. It's easy to pick up. It's one of those games that everyone can play, but it requires you to put in time and effort to master it. That's not a bad thing. However, we have found that there are people who have found ways of cheating and manipulating the game to their advantage, like literally being able to one-shot the the Dominator dinosaur that you get when you're invading an enemy team. That's not possible with any character, but apparently there are some people who can do it. But clearly there is something that Capcom need to fix to stop people from being able to do that, an anti-cheat system or something. My biggest problem with this game is that as a game as a service, it is lacking. When you're creating a game as a service, you need to have content, and this game is clearly lacking in its content. We've been playing the game since release and it's repetitive and samey. They just released 10 air quotes new frames or exos that you can pilot, and they're basically the same exos, just a variant of them. But in order for you to get access to said exos, either A, pay money to get it early, or B, grind out the game, get your base version of the exo to level 20, and then unlock and purchase with the in-game currency that you can earn through playing to unlock it and purchase it. That is, in my opinion, not really a good way of creating versatility and variety in the game. And that's kind of the big point in this. There is a lack of content. There isn't new maps, there isn't new exos, there isn't a new thing that steps it up that is more fun. New modes would be great. They've got Savage Gauntlet, but that seems like it's very tailored to having, and you need a team that knows how to do it quite efficiently, because if you have even one weak link in your chain, you're gonna not be able to do it. It is a tough thing. That being said, it's not a bad game. I just feel like there is a lot lacking in this game. There was a lot of potential there for them to do a very good job, and I feel like there is a foundation of really good stuff, but again, Capcom has dropped the ball in favor of games that they know make them the most money. Street Fighter, I feel like this was pushed to the back burner, or the team that was working on this was so small that they had to make some creative decisions on where they needed to cut corners in order to get the game out the door in time for its release date. I personally would have preferred that this game had been pushed back so it didn't have what feels like an empty game. It's very lackluster and it's missing a lot, but that's just my opinion. I really do like the game. I just feel like there is a lot of things missing to make this a well-rounded game. It's not got the content. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the next one. I really do appreciate it. Sound off in the comments. Leave a like, comment, and share, and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I will definitely be filling out all the different responses, all the comments that you guys are putting in there. So thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel. And if you want to catch us live on the channel, you can do. We stream on the channel 6 days a week at the moment, and you'll be able to catch that soon. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care and be safe.